Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
You're watching T2T Boxing in association with IFL TV and KO Clothing. I'm once again joined by Lucas Big Daddy Browne. Thanks for joining us, Lucas.
Thank you, mate. How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. Been a while.
It has been a while. It has been a while.
Last time we spoke, everything was happening with you were doing your polygraph test and everything like that.
That's right.
Obviously, a few months down, ban's over and back in training. So,
that's right, yes.
How does it feel to be back in the gym with Rodney?
It's awesome. Yeah, I've been over in Perth. My kids are over there. I live there now. So I have been training, but I've made sure I haven't done any pads and things like that because I didn't want to sort of lose or learn something different, so to speak. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of sparring, a lot of bag work, fitness, but it's definitely nice to get back and start doing the pads and just get back into the swing of things again for sure.
Start having someone else pushing you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm probably cruising at sort of 70-80%, but yeah, I'm starting to get that push again.
Yeah.
I'll be doing 6 days a week here, so Monday to Friday in the mornings, as well as Saturday sparring, if not any other sparring. But there's a gym down the road at Rouse Hill called Next Level, and I'll be doing 4 days a week, 4 nights or afternoons a week. The strength and conditioning and speed work and all that sort of stuff. So something I didn't do last time. I did the 2 sessions, but the second session was myself. I just did it myself in the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think this time step it up a little bit further, and I think the extra speed and power and everything else will come in the fight for sure.
And so you mentioned obviously you didn't want to do pads with anyone else, so because you got used to Rodney and having that rhythm and things like that. Yeah. Have you found? We were talking earlier, and you mentioned that last time round you were learning a lot with Rodney, and this time it's more sharpening those tools. So
well and truly, yeah.
How does that sort of feel in terms of coming back to that?
I think before the fight last time it was about 12 weeks that we had the camp for, which is good. At least we knew who we were fighting and when and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was a lot of learning things like Rodney's way, and I was fully in with him on that way. But it was obviously getting my head around it and all that sort of stuff. I was 126 kilos also, but 12 weeks cut down to the 114, which is good. So this time around, I'm assuming, judging by what's being spoken about, I find out what's going on Twitter, as you can imagine. Yeah. We're looking sort of December-ish. That's why I'm here now. Nothing's been confirmed in any way whatsoever, but December-ish is what the plan is. So 8 weeks for us. I'm 120, and again, we're not starting from scratch. Everything's there, it's just fine-tuning and making sure I've sort of got it.
Bringing it back to the surface.
That's it, yeah. So we've done 3 days now. I think I'm sort of back to where that is. So as of Monday, basically full steam ahead and away we go.
Oh, and like I say, you don't know who you're fighting because so much has happened, not just in the 6 months since we last really caught up,
that's right,
but also just in the last few weeks.
Yes.
It's been a massive sort of shift in that heavyweight landscape.
That's right, yeah.
Let's try and go through them and not miss anyone out. There's one in particular which I'm keen to talk about just because it's amused me the most. Dylan White's obviously had a few choice words to say about you over in the UK. I believe he called you a penis, a tattooed penis, a 12-inch tattooed penis. So, what's your response? That's all
in response to directly to that tattooed penis picture on Twitter, I then put up a big fat old orangutan. Now, straight away I was called a racist, which is awesome because I've got 3 half Asian children and a black missus.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. But I put the orangutan up because it's fat ugly like he is, and he's got long arms like he is. That's all. Like there was no reference to racist or anything. But yeah, people can say what they want. No matter what I do, I say there's going to have something wrong with it, no matter what.
Yeah.
So from Dylan White's perspective, it'll be a great fight, yes. But at this point in time, I'm going for the WBA title. He's not ranked in any way whatsoever. So you can go shovel him. You know what I mean? Like it's maybe down the line when I'm 45 and he's maybe something of himself higher than being the English champion. Well done, mate. But until then, no.
Oh, we'll move on. I just wanted to get out.
We could talk another half an hour about that one.
I just wanted to get out of the way before I forgot. So the WBA is obviously the focus. It's a bit of a weird situation in that Equendo was going to be a mandatory before the whole saga happened, and then it looked like that was going to be your first fight back anyway, so it kind of made no real difference.
That's right.
But it looks now like he's injured or not available? What's your sort of knowledge of the situation?
Well, basically, from my point of view, I'm pretty much back into square one. So I'm still fighting at Gwendo, I'm still fighting for a vacant belt, so I'm sort of back to where I was before Shigeo. So it's the best of a bad situation, being vindicated and then sort of coming back after the 6-month ban anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of much of muchness, So I'd like to have gotten the belt back. That would have been nice.
Or got it in the first.
Got a belt. Yeah. So I went through all the whole process, and you look at my little thing at home, and there's a belt missing. You know what I mean? So my sole focus at the moment is to get the belt that I earned already. So from my understanding, Gwendo is injured, but I have no confirmation as to why or not. So obviously there's other avenues we're looking at. Manuel Char is one of them. He's I think 7th in WBA and just won a regional belt. So that'll bump him up again. Manuel Char, you got Gwendo. Obviously Haye's shooting his mouth off. Again, I've heard nothing about fighting him. So he's saying he's fighting me possibly, but I've heard nothing. You got Briggs in there, Ustinov as well. So Ortiz is fighting already, so he's ranked number 1, so he's out. Klitschko's obviously fighting Joshua, I'm assuming, so he's out. Next is Ustinov, Gwendo and myself. So it's one of those two, I'd assume.
We assume and we hope. But let's say I know Haye did an open workout. As I mentioned, a few sort of potential fights. It looks like he's not taking that Shannon Briggs fight after after all the chasing.
That's right.
So it looks like that's gone. But I think he's obviously been WBA champ before. He's well respected in that organisation. So I think there's definitely a chance of you two sort of meeting in the future. But for you, the main focus is just getting that belt.
Yeah, well, Haye's obviously got some money backing and some pull because he's ranked extremely high in all 4 belts. And it's done nothing really. He's fought 2 guys, and
very questionable fights.
So he's got some pull and some money, put it that way. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden the WBA turn around and go, oh, guess what, you're fighting Haye. I'd like to know if it's for the regular title or is it for the super title? Because I know they've already got rid of the interim. So Ortiz and Scott are fighting for the Intercontinental, which is the one I've already got, or had. So they've got rid of that, so there leaves the super and the regular. Now, if the best opportunity for them to get rid of the regular would be for me and sort of Ustinov, I'd say, who's next in line, to fight for the super. And take it from there.
And go from there. Okay, and who else do you think in that landscape is sort of on your radar, sort of past that WBA fight? Obviously AJ and Klitschko, if that happens, it looks like it might be confirmed Monday, Tuesday, according to Eddie Hearn. How do you think that fight goes, first of all, actually? What are your thoughts on that?
I personally think if Klitschko turns up like he should, because I don't think he really has for the last sort of 2, maybe 3 fights. And if the old sort of style Klitschko turns up and fights the way he does, I think AJ's going to be in a world of hurt, because I don't think AJ's chin is the best. It's not. Don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter, sensational fighter. He's doing excellent things for the sport and everything else. But Klitschko has that fact where he just keeps hitting the chin all night. So I think from that point of view, his defence is good against reach and everything else. So I put it as Klitschko sort of late KO.
It's a real sort of youth versus experience type fight. More so than even Fury Klitschko was, I think.
100%.
When you look at the sort of contrasting styles between the two. And do you think there's a chance that we've seen the end of the old Klitschko and that he might just be getting old?
There's quite a possibility. I don't think if he doesn't perform well against Joshua, I think he's pretty much just going to bow out. Sort of thing.
And there's always a chance you can get chinned when you're fighting someone like Joshua.
Well, truly, he's got power. Don't get me wrong. There's no doubt about it. But he does leave himself open and all that sort of stuff. And Klitschko is the man at sort of that reach sort of thing. He's fought guys that are longer than him and out-jabbed them all night. So it is there for the taking.
There for the taking, indeed. So December, January, we're looking at probably December, late December. Depending who it is, obviously, are you expecting that fight to be in Australia, in the US, in the UK? How are you?
I was hoping it to be, for example, at Gwendo, it wouldn't get as much pull in America as someone else. So we thought, why not have it here? The fact that we don't know if it's Gwendo or not sort of leaves it all to up in the air. So I'm assuming if it's someone like Ustinov or even Manuel Char, it could be Germany. But then you got Haye. Obviously, Haye will be Australian UK. So good for me with getting the pound. So I don't mind. I've got a great following in UK, and thank you very much. Very appreciative of it.
And yeah, like the UK is just blowing up for the heavyweights at the moment, for British heavyweights, but then also Lewis Ortiz is signing with Eddie Hearn, last week, so another big move from them.
Yes.
So do you think fighting in the UK is probably almost definitely going to happen for you next year, just purely because of where the fighters are?
100%, yeah. It's Eddie Hearn having where he is and having like the pool and everything else is definitely where it is. Obviously, America is always going to be there as a goal, so to speak. But it's definitely a skyrocket for UK for sure.
Yeah, the power of the pound seems to be playing in. Obviously, Golovkin going over.
Followers too. There's a lot of people that love boxing. And they really get behind it and really support it.
It's a passionate sort of following in the UK. It's more, if you do support boxing, you follow it.
That's right.
Hardcore,
religiously.
And I think we've seen that in the amount of fighters that are coming out now, and the stature of boxing at the moment. And people like AJ have done obviously a massive thing.
Great job. Yeah, that's right.
So what else was there I wanted to discuss? So what's your plan? You always had a goal in mind, sort of weight-wise and things like that when you come into camp. So you're sitting around about 120 at the moment.
I'm 120 at the moment. The last fight I was 114 or like 113.8 or something. So you're basically 114. It's one of the lightest I've been at, and just looking good. So I'd like to be able to sort of, if I can, come in lighter and really shove it up all those people that think I'm a drugs cheat and everything else, because I'm not on anything, never was on anything. It's been proven that I took that one, or it was in my system, that one sample. Which obviously does nothing anyway. If you're uncomfortable, you need to be on it for a period of time to be effective, etc., etc. So it'll just really sort of shove it up people that here I am, I'm lighter again, and thanks for coming.
That was one thing I wanted to ask. Whenever I speak to fighters sort of coming out, obviously their goal is to win that world title, and you can tell that's really the fire that sort of burns beneath them and keeps them going. And it was certainly with you as well. Having won it but not got the belt, how has that affected your motivation? Are you more motivated to go and prove yourself, or has it been hard to get up in the mornings at the start?
No, it's a complete opposite of that. It's 100% motivation, and it's actually pissed me right off. So I was sort of going through the motions a lot before, and yes, here I am, world champion, or world title, all that sort of stuff. It was great, don't get me wrong, but it was just I was just running with it. Where now it's like, no, I've been world champ, I've proven I can sort of go with the big boys, and I want it back. So I'm pissed right off. I want it back, and that's all that matters. I could take another big fight, say with David Haye without a belt for a mil or whatever it may be. I'd rather take a lesser money fight and have my belt, and then I'll fight everyone after that. So I don't care.
You want to be able to look back in your career and say, I did it. World heavyweight champ.
I walk into a venue now, and everyone calls me champ, and I said, I don't know if I really am, and they say, we believe you are. So, but that's great that everyone believes I am, but technically it does go down in history as me. I was the champ for a week, and now I'm not. So I want to be the champ.
And you haven't had anyone following you around asking for your belt, so you haven't had that experience yet either.
Right,
I know we were speaking about this very briefly earlier. Is if you were to win the belt and Shannon Briggs was to say follow you like he has to David Haye, for example, with the Let's Go champ and whatnot, is that something that I know that you guys speak a little bit online? So is that a fight that sort of you'd be open to?
I think all the boxers probably speak to each other online, to be honest, like behind the scenes, everything else, and people take it a little bit further than what it should be taken as a fan. But at the same time, if I've got someone following me around where I'm eating and where I'm doing different, it's going to piss me right off. Right? He's a nice fella, don't get me wrong, and I think he's great for boxing, and I think it brings the hype back and everything else. But it'll probably tick me off. So I'm that type. I lash out.
Let's go, champ.
I'll push back. So he'll let's go champ me, and I'll just push him straight to the ground and keep walking. So it'll definitely be interesting.
All right, and look, I know you're keen, obviously, just trained, keen to probably go off and get some food and whatnot now. Just one final question. Obviously, the landscape's blown up, like we're saying, with Fury sort of dropping out. What I know you've spoken with Fury many times and met him and whatnot. What are your sort of thoughts on the whole situation, really? First of all, I suppose on the depression side of things, and then I suppose everything that's come out in the social media and stuff afterwards. How do you sort of see it?
Unfortunately, it's a hard one with Fury because he is so outspoken about everything, and I think he's two different people. I think he's the behind the scenes normal everyday person, and as soon as the camera comes on, he's an absolute twat. But that's him, and that's his role, and that's what he does, and it's again great for boxing. But it's hard to decipher whether it's real or not. So is anything he's saying actually real, unfortunately? Like, is he depressed? Or is it just something that he's a ploy that he's put forward? So I feel for the guy, but again, does he want everyone just to feel for him and he's just bullshitting? I don't know. Like, it's a serious thing. Obviously, anything mental is serious. But again, is it real? I don't know. So
yeah, I think that's when it's a character like Tyson Fury. That's why it's hard.
Exactly.
And with if he'd broken his arm, you'd see it. And I think that's the big thing with depression is that so many people. You just don't know unless you're in someone's head. You don't know. And and I think on David Haye was saying you wouldn't turn down £6 million.
Yeah, that's right.
Just for the hell of it. There's got to be something really
wrong.
Do you think we'll see Fury back? He's only 27. Do you think we'll see him back in the ring?
The thing is, right, he also goes on about, people saying derogatory things about him or bad things and everyone attacking him and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's created that for himself because he's actually created that so people can get involved in his career and everything else, love him or hate him. So he's sort of created his own monster. So if he does come back, he's going to have to accept that that's part of it because he has created himself.
And he's definitely played himself somewhat as a pantomime villain, and then it's kind of taken off on its own and
truly,
gone with it.
So he is very young still in regards to heavyweights, all that sort of stuff. So he's got plenty ahead of him. So I can't see why not, even if he takes 2 years off. The heavyweight division is exploding. So when he does come back, it'll be more exciting when he does come back as well. So it could be the case. Yeah, I'm sure he's got some dollars now where he can have a rest for a couple of years.
Well, it depends what he's been spending it on, I guess. Did you see the Tony Montana tweet that came out? No, it's worth having a look at. It's quite amusing response to the allegations.
Okay.
Look, I'll leave it there. I know we've got plenty of time to catch up over the next sort of 8 weeks as we lead in, hopefully, to a WBA title fight with Oquendo in Sydney or Melbourne, ideally. And it's just somewhere not too far away, so I don't have to fork out too much on the flights. Would be nice. Chechnya was a bit above my pay station. Next time we'll be there for sure. So I'll let you back.
I won't be in Chechnya next time. You can be there. That's fine.
I think they're going to struggle to get any more fights out there really after all of that.
I read online last night that Fedor Emelianenko, famous MMA fighter, all the rest of it, his daughter was bashed because he said something about Kadyrov, and his daughter got belted and went hospitalised and all that sort of stuff. So it's just not nice. Like it's crap. It is crap. So the situation itself is wrong, and I just want to avoid that. I've been there, done that, and I'm going to try and avoid that as much as possible.
Actually, I'm going to keep trying to let you go. But on that, what would your thoughts be, say, on fighting away from home after this? Would you go in more wary of things, like even fighting in Germany or the UK? Is it something that you look at?
Of course, it has to be. Again, there was no way I was going to take food and water and everything else for. It was 12 days or something. I was there. It just wasn't happening.
I don't know how easy it would be to take that into either.
Exactly right. So, man, it is what it is. The way technology is and the way obviously people are and everything else. If it wants to get into my system, they'll get it in there somehow. It really is that easy to do it somehow.
Very true.
Someone said to me, you might have. Did you go to a nightclub? You might have got jabbed when you were in the nightclub. People think weird, you know what I mean?
And to be fair, like 2 days out from a world title fight, people do tend to be in nightclubs.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where I would be.
But that's what I mean, like, it could have been anything. Someone could have brushed past me and I bang and jab me with something. Like, if someone wants to do something, it'll get done. It really will.
And in a place like that as well, where everything was being controlled by your opponent's best mate, it's it could happen at any point.
That's right,
All right, well look, I think that's kind of all been put to bed really. I think that most of the public kind of accept that was fairly bullshit.
Most.
There's always
there's always someone.
There's always someone. Look, we look forward to seeing you back out there. Really looking nice and sharp today. I'll get some of the pads up on YouTube as well, so people can see that. Some very nice.
Only the good bits without the stomach in it, please.
taking Rodney off the ground with those body shots.
Nice.
He might need to put on some weight, I think, if you're going to keep hitting him like that.
I think if we keep going like that, he's going to lose weight.
All right, perfect. Thanks a lot for your time, Lucas. As always, been an absolute pleasure, and we'll catch up with you very soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.